first thing that I want to do in today's podcast is thank Mr. Shampoo King for the very kind comment. The comment was, very nice cuts, Mr. Shampoo King. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate the kind words. I also really appreciate anybody who leaves me comments in the comment section below, whether it's things that you'd like to see me do or just compliments, whatever it may be. I really appreciate those comments in the comment section. So again, Mr. Shampoo King, thank you so very much for the comment. I really appreciate it. And what I'm going to do at the beginning of every podcast is I'm going to thank my viewers for leaving me a comment. So I really appreciate it. Like I said, it helps me tremendously because it gives me feedback on what I'm doing is either in the right direction, or a lot of times people will leave a comment asking me to create a particular type of video, which gives me a lot of direction on what you guys want to see. So I really appreciate the comments. So please, if you guys ever have any questions or comments, don't forget to put them down in the comment section below. And I want to thank you guys again so very much for watching. So today's topic that I wanted to go over is blow drying your hair for ultimate shine. You know, I get asked this question a lot. After I blow dry somebody's hair, they're always asking me, why is my hair so shiny? Well, what did you do to my hair that makes my hair so shiny when you blow dry it versus when I blow dry it? Because you didn't even put any products in. Of course, there's a lot of products you can put into hair to make it look shiny, right? But if you blow dry hair correctly, you're going to be able to create ultimate shine in your hair without any products. Now, let me explain first the individual hair strand so you understand the concept of what I'm going to explain to you on how to achieve ultimate shine in a blow dry with no products. So if you've ever looked at a hair strand through a microscope, you're going to see it's very similar to like shingles on a roof. Kind of basically one shingle over another shingle over another shingle over another shingle working its way down the roof so that the water can kind of just wash off the roof into the rain gutter and off the top of your roof. Well, if you've never Googled a hair strand, Google it. Google a hair strand under a microscope, and you're going to see there's all these tiny little shingles going down the hair strand. Well, if you took let's say a big landscaping blower, you know, a leaf blower, and you blew your shingles on your roof the opposite way of the way they lay. So if you were standing, let's say, you climbed up a ladder and you were standing on the ladder and you took this really powerful blower and started blowing up the roof, what'll happen? Those shingles will start to lift up, right? And as they lift up, you're going to create gaps and openings. But if you stood at the top of the roof and blew downwards, those shingles will lay flat. That's the exact same concept of a strand of hair. When you blow dry hair, you're going to take the hair, right? So you're going to comb the hair, brush the hair downwards. But what you want to make sure is you're always aiming the blow dryer in a downward motion down the hair strand. What that's doing is making all those shingles lay flat and really tight against the actual hair strand. And the reason why you want all the shingles to lay flat and against the hair strand is because if they're lifted, what happens is when the light hits the strand, they're not flat and smooth, so there's no reflection of shine. But if they're all laying flat, if you can get all the hair shingles to lay flat amongst the actual hair strand, then basically what happens is whenever the light hits the strand, it creates ultimate shine because you've created a nice, smooth strand versus the shingles lifting up. If they're not smooth, if the hair is not smooth, it's not going to get the ultimate reflection. The things that get the ultimate reflection are typically objects that are smooth versus objects that are rough, right? When you take a rough rock, it doesn't have a lot of shine because it doesn't reflect the light. But if you take a smooth rock, it looks shinier because it's reflecting the light. Same exact thing with the hair. If you create a smooth hair strand by blow drying the hair in a downward motion from the scalp down to the ends, you're going to create a smooth hair strand, which is going to create a lot of shine because it's going to reflect the light off of the hair. So it's a really simple concept that most people have no idea. They think blow drying the hair, and this is like not just the general public, but a lot of hairstylists don't know this. This isn't something they just teach you in hair school. So you just think that to do a blow dry, the idea is to get the hair dry, right? Like we think as individuals, hey, I'm going to blow dry my hair. The concept is to just get the hair dry because it's wet. No, that's not the concept. To do a proper blow dry, you're going to get the hair dry because it's wet, but you're going to also want to make sure that at all times you're aiming that blow dryer in a downward motion from roots down to your ends. Always blow drying the air downwards so that you're creating a smooth a smooth hair strand, and basically closing up those shingles on the hair strand. Again, if you just do this, I see it all the time in the hair salon. They're just, taking the blow dryer and they're just kind of doing this to the hair. And that's okay when the hair is super damp. You're just trying to get the moisture out at that point. You're just roughing up the hair and taking the blow dryer and kind of just getting the moisture out. But if you don't actually smooth out the hair once you start to get it from wet to damp, from damp to dry, if you don't actually smooth it out, and you just do this the whole time and kind of pull it with your fingers, yes, the hair is going to be dry. Yes, the hair may look good, but that's not the discussion of today's topic. The discussion of today's topic is creating ultimate shine. It may be dry, it may look good, but is it ultimately shiny in its natural state without products? And so if you're a stylist or you are basically putting in some type of silicone product after the blow dry to create shine, then maybe you didn't actually lay the cuticles onto the hair strand perfectly smooth. Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. If you have had chemicals put into your hair, highlights, color, perm, whatever it may be, these chemicals damage these little shingles on the roof. They damage the shingles on your hair strand. So it makes it a little bit more challenging to create shine in hair that has been broken and damaged by chemicals. Now, damage, I want to be careful how I use that word because you can get color done and it doesn't look damaged and the hair strand looks perfectly, great. But under a microscope, you'll notice these tiny little shingles are slightly damaged, which means it's even more critical that when you blow dry colored hair or permed hair straight, it's even more critical to create ultimate shine. Again, this is the topic on ultimate shine. It is more critical that you're going to always aim that blow dryer from the roots down to the ends in a downward motion. You definitely want to avoid the whole kind of brushing the moisture out as much as you can and blow drying it with your hands or just kind of blow drying it with a brush. I see this a lot where they're just brushing and brushing and brushing, but they're not actually creating that proper tension that one may need to create the air direction to blow down that hair strand to smooth out those shingles in that hair strand for, again, the topic of this video is ultimate shine. So if you do have hair that has chemical on it, highlights, color, bleach especially, perms, then yes, it's critical that you always blow dry the hair straight, but then you still may need to do a little bit of product, a little bit of silicone to run down the hair strand just to kind of smooth out any of those little strands that are kind of lifting, based off of the damage from the chemical. You're just going to put a little silicone possibly to just lay it back down so that it gets that ultimate shine. But if you don't have chemical in your hair, then you are the perfect candidate to be able to create ultimate shine in your hair without any products. And we've already discussed how to achieve that, which is always blow drying the hair from roots to ends in a downward motion to make sure that you seal up those little shingles on your hair strand so that it is smooth to reflect the lighting as much as possible, creating as much shine as possible. All right, so this is podcast number 2. Again, if you guys have any questions or comments or topics or ideas that you'd like me to discuss, then definitely please put them down in the comment section below. If you like this video, hey, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And again, thank you, Mr. Shampoo King, for the kind words and the kind comments. I really appreciate all of you guys so much. And I really appreciate you, Mr. Shampoo King, as well, very, very much. And yes, until the next podcast, I want to thank you guys again so very much for watching.